the new year just began, year 2026, and I know that a lot of moms, just like me, have done a life audit already. And you might have seen that in different areas of your life, you haven't lived up to standard. You don't have 100, right? And that's why I'm doing this video, because a lot of moms have looked at every area of their lives, and it's hard to find 100/100 in those areas. So there is the faith, there is the motherhood, there is your personal purpose, all these and even more contending for your attention and your input over the year and even over the years. But somehow you realize that it's not adding up. It's not adding up to 100. You're not fulfilled. You're not feeling like you have been able to achieve what you set for yourself to achieve. Well, this video is for you. So don't go anywhere, because I'm going to show you how you can align all these aspects of your life so that it doesn't feel like you have to break yourself into pieces just to be fulfilled. Stay tuned and I'll be right back. Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Coach Sandra and I'm a certified intentional living coach, helping moms live their lives intentionally on a daily basis by helping them obtain calm, clarity, and purpose for their lives. I'm also a certified childcare innovation consultant. I work with parents and children just to help them have the best learning experiences that they could possibly have in their academics and basically in their learning journeys throughout life. Okay, so welcome again. Right, so I was talking about the fact that moms always struggle with the aligning different areas of their lives and ensuring that they have 100/100, right? And that's really a problem, because I remember when I was a young mom, and that's why we should understand the seasons of our lives too. When I was a young mom, I saw myself lagging behind. I did not have 100/100 in different areas of my life that I felt should be 100/100. After all, before I got married, they were 100/100 or even close to. And suddenly marriage, then motherhood, and at the end of the day, I felt like there was something missing. I felt like I wasn't meeting up anymore, right? So that's why I said, yes, life is lived in seasons, obviously. So understand the season that you're in and know that this is just for this moment. But another thing is, motherhood is more like a lifetime thing. It's a lifetime assignment from God, right? And if you don't know how to align all these areas of our lives, if we don't know how to align them, then it means we're going to have a many years long of complaints and and lagging behind, and just feeling like we are incapable. So that's why I'm doing this video, because I know that many moms there are struggling. They are finding it difficult to find a way to balance their careers, balance faith, balance motherhood, balance every area of their lives, and still find meaning, purpose that they're living for. So they feel like they're being stretched in different directions, but there's nothing that's really making them wake up every single day and look forward to the day. It's just, I have to wake up and take care of my kids and take care of my husband and home management, take care of the home, and just live life on autopilot. But that's not the best, because at the end of the day, you'll be burnt out, right? And you're not living your life to full potential, right? So let me take you on a journey on how you can, practical ways that you can begin to align all these areas of your life such that your faith life, in quotes, doesn't feel like a separate entity from your financial life, or that doesn't feel like a separate entity from your business, or it doesn't feel like a separate entity from your personal purpose, which at the end of the day really births your career and your ministry and just your business. Most times your personal purpose will usually birth all those. So at the end of the day, what are the things that are really important to you? That's where we're going to start from, right? The first thing is identify your non-negotiables, right? What are the non-negotiables that if you're woken up like right this minute, if you were sleeping and you were told I need you to tell me what's most important to you right away. What can you say? What can you tell us that is the thing that you cannot do without? Most times, as intentional moms, which are Christian moms, intentional Christian moms, the first thing obviously is going to be your faith, because that's where you're going to draw strength for a lot of things in your life, for motherhood, for career and business, for your personal purpose, for basically home management, everything you need. You're going to have to draw strength from the spiritual, right? So the first thing should be your spirituality. That should be a non-negotiable. The next thing should be your personal purpose, right? Personal purpose is that thing you feel like God has created you for, that thing that He has orchestrated your life for. There's a reason, there's a purpose for every mom's life, regardless of the fact that you're a mom, right? So even if you got married and you started having children, your purpose should not be left to the back seat. Your purpose should not be relegated. Your purpose should not be ignored. It should not be neglected. So that's one non-negotiable. And I find out that most moms kind of leave that to the ground. They leave that to the back. They just leave that somewhere in a box, because they feel like, okay, this is a time for marriage and motherhood. So I need to throw my dreams and my visions into the dustbin for now, But, it shouldn't be like that, right? So that's number 2. The third one would be motherhood, obviously, because you are called to motherhood. It's more like your destiny right now because you have kids and you cannot afford to leave them on their own, untended, uncatered to, and just unled, right? I hope we know that motherhood is leadership. Right, motherhood is leadership. We're modeling what life should be like, and our children are watching and they're following suit. So, those 3 things basically I feel are the most important things in our life, should be the most important things in our lives as intentional moms, especially Christian moms. This should be our non-negotiables, but we're different and we have different personal purposes. So even if you have some more non-negotiables, please write them down. That's the very first step. Identify those non-negotiables and know that these ones, I cannot joke with them. I have my backbone is basically these non-negotiables. So I should know what they are so that I can know how to now, curate steps or methods or strategies to ensure that these aspects of my life don't suffer. Once you have all these written down somewhere, remember the Bible says to write the vision and make it plain. Yes, so that whenever anyone, including you, who is the owner of the dreams and the visions, sees it, you'll be able to run with it. That's the idea. You don't want to be putting it in your head that my non-negotiables are this and that and that, and tomorrow you've forgotten, right? So put it down somewhere. Once you've done that, the next thing is you want to map out action plans for every day, how you would infuse all these things into your day. It's really not that difficult, because if you want to be looking at all these aspects of your life in different lights, entirely on their own, without infusing them into your daily life, then you would find out that 24 hours is not enough to handle this and handle that and handle this other one. But a better strategy would be that, let's say you're taking your kids to bed and you infuse prayers. So the kind of prayers that, not just let's say prayers because we want to sleep, those kind of intentional prayers that you have coveted as a mother, and you know that these prayers are going to go a long way for every one of us. We might not have 30 minutes to say bedtime prayers as a family, but as they're going to bed, you're laying your hands on them and you're declaring over their lives. That's intentional parenting. That's intentional prayers. That's intentional spirituality. You're trying to exercise what you know already about prayers, even when you don't have 3 hours to sit down and study the Bible together, or you don't have 2 hours to sit down and fellowship together. Okay, not to say that fellowshipping together should be something that shouldn't be a non-negotiable, right? But I'm just saying that find smarter ways to infuse all these things into your day. Another thing would be, as you're preparing breakfast, you're saying your prayers and you're speaking in tongues and you're declaring. You might not have 5 hours to sit all by yourself, or even 20 minutes most times. Let's be real, mothers. You might not even have 20 minutes or 30 minutes to read a book and sit solo and read a book, because you have kids that are all over you, and you're trying to take care of, and you're trying to hurry to get them ready for school and all that stuff. So instead, how about get podcasts and audio messages, right? And just audio books that can be playing in the background as you're making breakfast, as you're taking care of the home, as you're doing laundry, as you're folding clothes and all those house chores, or as you're sweeping, mopping, vacuuming, whatever it might be. Why can't you just do that instead of waiting for one designated 5 hours to have time for your spiritual life? That's another way. Or you're driving, for instance. So I do this mostly. I'm driving and I'm playing audio messages, and I'm playing audio books, and I'm playing worship alongside. I have a playlist or playlists that I just, created, and I made sure when I'm in the car, that is edifying me. Instead of maybe listening to the news or just being carried away with, driving and being stuck in traffic, wasting time and all those stuff. You're building yourself in that area of your spirituality. And you could even listen to podcasts that have to do with your career or your ministry or your business. You don't have to have a separated, secluded time for that. So find a way to infuse your values and your different areas of your life into your daily life. That will help you to live more intentionally, because you're going to find creative ways to ensure that your non-negotiables are attended to. All right, so the first thing is we have clarified our non-negotiables. The second thing is that we have found daily actions to align all our values into, so that we are making sure that on a daily we are living intentionally and we're fulfilling the different aspects of our non-negotiables. The third thing would be to find a way to set boundaries. Like, you don't have to do everything for everybody. You're not Alpha and Omega. You're not omniscient either. So just know that you have to cut out some things that are not necessary. So you might think they're necessary, but you need to weigh them against your priorities. Is this one necessary right now? Is this one necessary right now? You need to that is why I said initially that you must clarify your priorities. And once you have that written down, friends that will not add value to your life, or going out on, occasions and parties and all that stuff that will drain you, when you know that when you get back home, you're going to have kids to cater to, you're going to have your husband to cater to. All those kind of draining parties or occasions are not necessary. You can as well just send a message to whoever and say, I'm really, really sorry I could not come. I'll be sending a gift over, or I'll just find a way. Like, your non-negotiables are the main things. Those are the things that you should focus on. And that doesn't say, get me right, that doesn't say that you shouldn't network. That doesn't say that you shouldn't relate with people, right? But you need to do things strategically. If you have to get 100 over 100 in the different areas of your life that you consider non-negotiable. And I know I said that you have to create boundaries with maybe activities or hanging out with people, especially if the energy is going to drain you, is not in line with what you believe and all. Just know that you also need community. The next thing you need is community, right? You need strength, support from a community that would practically put you on your toes and ensure that you're fulfilling your life intentionally on a daily basis. And at this point, I would want to introduce you to the Intentional Mom community, where we are a community of moms living our lives intentionally on a daily basis. We're obtaining calm, clarity, and purpose for our lives. Therefore, we're living our lives daily, intentionally. And there is something community does for you. It motivates you even when you're not in the mood. It makes sure that you are putting your priorities, like you said, in front of you. You're concentrating on what matters, and you're doing, basically, community it's like healthy competition. You have someone who is living her life intentionally on a daily basis. If you're close to that person, that someone, there is no how it will rub off on you. The Bible says, sharpen one another, just like a friend will sharpen the countenance of his friend. Yes, that's exactly what community does for you. So if you want to join our Intentional Mom community, please feel free to check for the link in the description box, and we'll be glad to welcome you to our community of moms that are living their lives intentionally on a daily basis. But aside that, you need to find friends, you need to find support, you need to find a mom community that are also living their lives intentionally on a daily basis. In your day-to-day endeavors, look out for them, right? We're not supposed to live our lives as islands. God has created similar people at different seasons of our lives so that we can rub minds together and we can help ourselves in this thing called intentional mom life. All right, so the very last thing that I want to say about this matter, right, is you want to reflect weekly. I mean, it might not be practical to reflect daily, but if you can, that's nice too. But you want to reflect weekly at least. Reflect on everything that you've been doing intentionally to ensure that you are living intentionally on a daily basis. So all the habits, all the micro tactics that have been putting in place to ensure that the different areas of your life do not suffer, reflect on them. And you begin to see where you should make adjustments and where you should maybe add some more tempo, add some more energy into. If it's your faith life that needs some more energy, you now know how to go about adding some micro habits that you can be infusing in your day to ensure that you're also getting filled, you're also getting fed, right? And I think I should really quickly give this example, right? So I am a kids teacher in church, right? And to an extent, we don't get to enter into the main church because we attend to kids all through the service, right? But it isn't obvious that I don't get into the church. I've told myself my faith is a non-negotiable. Like, it's the most important because that's where I draw strength from as an intentional mom. And so what I do every single day, when you add it up, it's even more than what I would get if I go into church on Sunday and not do any other thing till the next Sunday, right? And like I told you earlier, I listen to audio messages, podcasts. I am in worship like every single time. I am in like physical worship, and I mean like worship songs, praises. I'm in my car and it's as if I'm in church doing praise and worship. It's that intentional. I'm that intentional. And I don't ever feel drained. I don't ever feel dry of the word and of the presence of God. I am in the bathroom and I am speaking in tongues as if I am in church. I am in my car as worship is going on, or as the word is going on. I'm like, oh, this just hit me differently. Rada ba shabada. And I'm speaking in tongues, and I know it's looking like I even have encounters outside of church, more than I would in church. So you see, that's what I'm saying. You need to find a way to align every area of your life that are your non-negotiables into your daily life. That's the only way you're not going to have burnout. That's the only way you're not going to be looking for a huge amount of time to be able to work on your life or work on living 100/100. And basically, that's the secret that many intentional moms are using, that you should start using. Okay, so if this video has blessed you, I know it has, please give it a like, give it a subscribe to the channel so that you can have access to more videos as they come out, come on the channel. Click the bell beside the subscribe button. That will notify you immediately a video is up. And join our Intentional Mom community. Please share this video also with other moms in your sphere, and we look forward to meeting you in our Intentional Mom community, where we are living our lives intentionally on a daily basis. Have a lovely week till I see you again in my next video. Keep living your life intentionally on a daily basis. Bye.